genre, perfect covers, expert editing for your category, and Amazon optimization.
You know, 13 families, 13. It took 13 different invasions for us to get here. So y'all really need to educate yourself, because y'all just saying shit that y'all heard, and that's like proves that your mind is just like a receiver. It doesn't even go and find its own information or process. You know what I'm saying? And that's what American education to get you, baby. That's what a colonialized education to get you. But if you research, follow me. Matter of fact, you don't got to follow me. I'm going to do the research and show you the references, baby. Because I'm so tired of this comment. Black people don't know where they're from due to their history. The thing about it is, Black people's history is in their DNA. We're remembering more and more shit every day. We're finding more and more shit every day. Black people, hundreds of us, have researched on our own time. Yeah, I got an associate's degree. Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree. But guess what I've been doing for the last 20 years? Researching my bloodline, researching the history of this planet, researching physics. You need to research all types of shit to figure out if Black people know what they're talking about. Because we do. We do. We do. And yes, there are, I'm not going to like say like, oh, there's no Black people that came over here 400 years ago and was in slavery. Yes, they were. And I don't think they should get reparations, but I'm going to talk about all that on my live tonight at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you're there. I'll be bringing every book I've ever read. I'll be dropping every piece of knowledge. I'll be letting you guys know about all the traps that they're setting up for you. Be there or be square or be dumb. And let me add this little bit of fact in there for you.
Just revoked the security and the protection of over 46,000 Muslims out of Somalia that are currently living in Minnesota, and he wants them deported immediately. That a scathing report has come out from the Somalian community that they have laundered hundreds of millions of dollars from the taxpayers of Minnesota and funneled it over there to Somalia. I told you that this was coming to a head. I told you that you guys are gonna fuck around, and I promise you that you're gonna find out. This is just the beginning, and every single one of you has brought it upon yourself. You came here from Somalia, you came here to have a better life, and now you're gonna go back and be deported from the very same place that you ran from, because the citizens over there are getting decimated, losing their lives by the thousands every day. We welcomed every single one of you as a guest to our country, and what did you do in return? You stole hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars from the American people living up there in Minnesota. The incompetent governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, I would have to say on some kind of level that you possibly knew about this. And if we find out that you had anything to do with this, we will ask for your arrest immediately. To the rest of the Muslim Brotherhood, don't get mad and blame guys like me. You all brought this upon yourself. This was a gift to have the opportunity to raise your family here in the United States of America, and you just flushed it down the toilet and threw your entire opportunity all away. If I had to guess, Dearborn, Michigan, you're next. New York City, you will be handled accordingly. Then we will address Chicago, take care of Los Angeles, and make sure that everything's running copacetic up there in Seattle, Washington. It's over. It's finished. It's done. We have had enough. Welcome to the United States of America, where there is freedom and justice for all.
Looking for a cool way to keep everyone entertained this Thanksgiving? This giant 3x4 foot Thanksgiving word search is the perfect addition to your holiday gathering. It's got 50 Thanksgiving themed words designed to be a fun challenge for all ages. Whether it's family, friends, or a Friendsgiving, or even little ones, everyone can join in and have a blast. Hang it on the wall, spread it out on the floor. It's great for laughs and friendly competition. Grab yours now and make this Thanksgiving one to remember. This is a great new family tradition to start this year.
I switched from due dates to due dates, and it made me go from weeks behind to weeks ahead of my deadlines. You see, I used to just bed rot all day getting nothing done. And you know that feeling of anxiety where ticking off items on your daily chores and to-do list is quite overwhelming? That was me. That was until I was told about this one secret. You see, it's called time blocking, and it changed my life. There are loads of articles and studies about how it's such an effective productivity hack, and tons of CEOs and high achievers swear by it. So here's how I use time blocking to go from weeks behind to weeks ahead of my deadlines. So I just spend a few minutes typing down everything that I want to get done this week. Then I add my deadlines. After that, Motion creates the perfect time block schedule automatically. By the first day of using it, I was able to just wake up, look at my schedule, and do my work. By Wednesday, every task that I'd given to Motion was done, finished, out of my head, out of my mind, removing all of that pressure and anxiety. So if you're like me and you struggle to get it done, or you just want to be way more productive, hit the link below, give the free trial a try. Worst case scenario, you save loads of time and you boost your productivity. So yeah, links below.
We all know about that braid lady in Alabama that held their sister hostage in that braid shop because she was trying to finesse $50 more. So we heard about that story, been talked about. I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. And we also heard that 3 people got arrested for that. Cool, right? My thing is, I think they should get deported. I ain't gonna lie. I think they should do about 3 years in prison, then get deported back to their homeland. I think they shouldn't have no bond. Thank God they don't have a bond, but I don't think they should ever have a bond. I think they need to be locked up first. First and foremost, they need to go through the United States prison system, right? Because that's going to be the last bit of luxury that they going to have. Because keep in mind, black people, prison in America is better than being homeless in Africa. Let me say that again. Prison in America is better than being homeless in Africa. They're going to have 3 meals a day. They're going to have some commissary and everything. But they're going to be the last bit of luxury they're going to ever see. Because once they get done with their time, they get to go back to Africa.
I don't understand why you're going to behave like that. A lady send you a message. She have a proof. She asks you, if you do this type of hair, how much you charge? You said from $200 going up. She said medium, this type. You said that one is $200. She asked you, I get off from work 4 o'clock. Is that okay? You said yes. You gave her address. She came there. You did the hair. After you finished the hair, she gave you $200. You said, I use human hair or something, so it's $250. Now, every video that I've seen, Americans are saying that we Africans, we never love them, so they should kick all of us out. You see your greediness has come to us to worry us. People are going into your salon making a video. They are saying that you guys are not citizens. So they are right now they are doing that. They should deport you guys. You come all the way from Africa to somebody's country. The opportunity that you are even having here in our own country, we even get that kind of opportunity. The support that this country has supported us in our own country, we don't even get it. You are able to open salon here. You are working. Nobody trouble you. You talk to the lady. Your conversation is here. Why do you want to steal from the lady? $50. You see your life now. You just did the woman hair. Look at the way you are grabbing a hair that you just did. Look at how wicked are you, a woman.
Tensions are rising in America as some African immigrants find themselves at the center of controversy. Black Americans are no longer holding back, angrily calling for the deportation of certain Africans, all because of what they say is blatant disrespect towards the black community. But what sparked this outrage? And is this just about respect, or is there something deeper going on? Let's dive deeper into this madness. I'll be back.
We all know about that braid lady in Alabama that held their sister hostage in that braid shop because she was trying to finesse $50 more. So we heard about that story, been talked about. I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. And we also heard that 3 people got arrested for that. Cool, right? My thing is, I think they should get deported. I ain't gonna lie. I think they should do about 3 years in prison, then get deported back to their homeland. I think they shouldn't have no bond. Thank God they don't have a bond, but I don't think they should ever have a bond. I think they need to be locked up first. First and foremost, they need to go through the United States prison system, right? Because that's going to be the last bit of luxury that they going to have. Because keep in mind, black people, prison in America is better than being homeless in Africa. Let me say that again. Prison in America is better than being homeless in Africa. They're going to have 3 meals a day. They're going to have some commissary and everything. But that's going to be the last bit of luxury they're going to ever see. Because once they get done with their time, they get to go back to Africa and start pulling other people here. We don't act like that here in America. But they do. They do. They finesse, change prices, give you fake. I heard somebody put plastic braids in one of our sisters' hairs out here. Now, I don't know if this is true, there's such thing as plastic braids, but goddamn, boy, that's some cold shit. I ain't lying. But like I say, they need to be deported. And what can we do about that? Like, do we need to call Alabama and ask, or call ICE like, hey, there's some Africans down there. Can y'all deport them back home to their homeland? What we need to do, y'all? How can we do? Do we need to protest in front of the place so these women can be deported back to Africa? Me personally, I want them to enjoy prison first. I want them to remember the luxuries of America before they go back to their homeland. Y'all be safe.
Did y'all see that video of that lady in Birmingham, Alabama? She in the African braiding shop. She done sat down to get these braids done. They told her it was going to be $200. You know when you get there, they be trying to skim and scam and scheme. So they tried to put a little extra 50 on top of her 200. Talking about, oh, we put this extra different kind of hair in your head, so it's going to be an upcharge or something to that effect. Of course, they having words back and forth because, no, I agreed to pay 200 and the Africans is like, no, you're going to pay 250. By the time this lady start recording the video, the Africans got her hair wrapped up in a ball like they finna start going to work on her. What is happening? Now, if you ain't never got your hair braided, basically, if you're not black, that is so tight on your head. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not even first date. That's not even a couple of hours. That is 5 minutes from getting out the African chair. First of all, braids, fresh braids are going to be tight. They're kind of going to hurt anyway. But when you get your hair done by the Africans, they got that African grip. Like, I don't know what else to call it other than African grip. They really be pulling your hair. They quite literally, I'm trying to make you understand, they be pulling the follicles up out of your head. So for them to have her freshly braided hair in their hands and they pulling it, oh my God. This is a reason to boycott, because that right there was crazy. Now, the restraint that lady had, maybe because she was by herself and, it'd be like 5 or 10 Africans in that shop. Or maybe she wanted to just, record and get a payday. Or maybe she just, a kind person. Maybe she, don't do confrontation. She ain't know what to do. But I guarantee you this, them Africans knew who to try. They knew exactly who to play with. Because if they would have tried that on the right one, then they was in Birmingham, Alabama. Ooh wee. If you don't know nothing about Birmingham, Alabama, let me tell you, Birmingham, Alabama is the home of First 48. I know every city say that. I swear to God, every city. Birmingham, Alabama, let me tell you, is the home of First 48. They'd have tried the right one on the right day in Birmingham. Baby, somebody would have came out that purse and really showed them. Anyway, I said all that to say, are we boycotting the Africans?
Looking chic and glamorous doesn't have to cost a fortune. I'll show you how to build outfits that look and feel high-end.
Would have came out that purse and really showed them. Anyway, I said all that to say, are we boycotting the Africans?
It seems like other, deeply melanated black people are really, really fucking upset that black American citizens exist. Like ones that were actually born here that have a lineage here. Like I keep seeing videos of them saying, oh, you're next. And shouts out to Leo. I saw his video where he was responding to, I'm guessing she was a Caribbean, saying your president doesn't like you. Y'all gonna be back picking cotton. He was gonna get y'all out of here next. And it's like, he literally said that we built this country. He literally said that the birthright citizenship was for the descendants of slaves, chattel slavery. Y'all are so butthurt that we cannot be deported. Then they were like, oh, because when it's time for y'all to get out of here, y'all ain't gonna have nowhere to go. Get out of where? Where they gonna send me? Georgia? South Carolina? Y'all do know that a lot of us literally still to this day own land in this country. And the ones of us that don't know that we do, we're taking the proper steps and we're going through the proper channels to reclaim our ancestors' land. Y'all, maybe y'all don't know that, but it's so ignorant to keep assuming that we are all immigrants. Y'all are really jealous that we can't be deported anywhere. Y'all are really, really jealous. It's envy at this point, because what else is it? We don't do anything to you people. Nothing. We welcomed y'all. And it seems to be backfiring that we all thought that we were all one just because we share the same hue of complexion. And I know I'm continuously making the same types of videos, but it's like, I keep seeing y'all making these videos talking about y'all, and then y'all always trying to attack slavery. Y'all always trying to attack as if on the Caribbean. Child, I could get into so much that's going on y'all's islands and in y'all's countries to this day in 2025. Y'all are just so fucking envious. Then there was this girl that was like, oh, if everybody has an issue with Black Americans, then maybe it's Black Americans. If everybody doesn't like you. No, that's not true. Because we literally do not start. We do not do anything to anybody. We've literally welcomed everybody that came to this country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Like, I saw a girl saying Brooklyn belongs to the Caribbeans now. New York belongs to the Caribbeans. And it's like, we still exist out there. And the reason why y'all were able to successfully migrate and set up shop is because we supported y'all. We thought we were all kinfolk. I've had plenty of Caribbean friends to this day that I love and I've supported. I've supported businesses. I've patronized restaurants, shops, and everything. While y'all just literally, not all of y'all, but some of y'all just have this disdain, this hatred for us for no reason.
I've had this idea for a portfolio in my head just sitting there for about 6 months now. But every time I would sit down to work on it, I would get stuck on the dumbest things. I would spend like 20 minutes trying to figure out how to make a text a different size, or I'd mess up the spacing and have no idea how to fix it. And every time without fail, I would just rage close my laptop and be like, I'll just deal with this later.
I have no sympathy for the Black community.
You're running us over, you're shooting us, all because of the color of our skin. All because we have culture, we brought it here. And we are who we are, and we love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation. Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran over.
So why are some Black Americans anti-Mexican and anti-immigrant? It's a question that I've been exploring myself for a really long time, understanding and getting to the bottom of. So I'm gonna talk about that in this video today. Being someone who is Afro-Latino with a very Black Hispanic parent, I feel like I have a perspective that I'm gonna share that a lot of people, of course, don't normally like to speak on and touch on, but that's why your girl is here. I have a message to spread. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Bro, Mexican parents, which that's my experience because that's my background, Mexican parents, no matter what color, are extremely prejudiced towards Black Americans.
This is for the Black Americans in the United States of America and the ones overseas. This time we need to sit this one out. Let Trump do his thing. Let them protest on their own. Let them handle their own business. Let the immigrants do what they got to do. This has nothing to do with us.
Folks, stop what you're doing because this right here is wild. Black Americans across the country are saying they are officially sitting this one out. And the reason why is causing a massive storm online. For the first time in a long time, you're hearing Black folks say, "This is not our fight. Handle it yourselves." Why? Because the same communities that spent years looking down on Black people are now crying out for help as ICE cracks down harder than ever. And suddenly, everyone wants Black solidarity. But Black folks are standing firm, saying, "Nope, not this time. We remember everything. So today, we're breaking down the videos that have Latinos exposing their own families, Miami Cubans begging for backup, and Black Americans making a decision that's been building for more than 60 years. And listen, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share because what you're about to hear is going to shake some tables. All right, let's get into it.
If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil-ass human being, and you need help, and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real, and God will take care of them. This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want for us.
Now, in the first video we're going to look at, you'll see a young lady literally crying for help because her community is suffering under the pressure of ICE. Most of you already know that Trump's administration is coming down hard on undocumented Latinos, Miami Cubans included. And now many are calling out, hoping the Black population will stand up for them. Because historically, Black Americans have always been the ones fighting for minority rights in this country. But this time, Black folks have decided to sit this one out. And the reason they're giving is simple. These Miami Cubans and Latinos have consistently shown disrespect toward Black people until they suddenly need something. That's why so many Black folks are stepping back. They're saying, for over 60 years, we've seen how you treat us. We're not doing this dance again. So with that said, let's move on to the next video.
And it is actually very common, and it has been going on forever, and Black Americans are catching on to that. Let's keep the ball rolling with this one. When I first came here to the US, I had just came out of a very small village, Afro-Indigenous village, and of course when I first came here, I immediately met African Americans, and of course the white Americans. We all had an idea of what they were like. We wanted to befriend them. We thought it was awesome. As a minority living in another country, you think Americans are really cool, as opposed to someone that's more, let's say in Europe, they hate Americans, and even in some parts of my country, Americans are not really welcomed or loved. But in a small or minority village, poverty-ridden places, Americans are a dream. And I think that's very innocent-minded and a really beautiful idea to have as well. I don't think that's a bad thing, all right? I didn't know what being African American was. I didn't know everybody's background, even the white Americans. I didn't really know their history yet, right? I just knew everybody was from the United States and they were rich and awesome. One thing that I always talk about is kind of like, what is the movie Home Alone? That's my idea of the US, wealth and just white families. That's kind of how I had that idea. Of course, I know that's not true for all white people. So over time, when I started learning English and understanding things more, learning about history, of course, African American history, now I know that they didn't tell us the full truth about it.
If you're getting ready to go on Medicare, here are 5 mistakes that you want to avoid. And trust me, you do not want to miss mistakes.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
A massive wave of deportations involving nearly 40,000 Chinese nationals has erupted into one of the most explosive controversies of 2025, shaking both Washington and Beijing. What began as scattered discussions online has now escalated into a nationwide debate about immigration, national security, and the future of Chinese students in America. Across the U.S., federal agencies have intensified inspections targeting visa violators, illegal workers, and undocumented residents. Authorities revealed that about 390,000 Chinese immigrants were living without legal status, and almost 40,000 have been issued deportation orders, a number that stunned global audiences. To push compliance, the U.S. government warned of tougher penalties and even possible asset seizures for those who attempt to evade deportation. Beijing responded sharply. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning condemned Washington's actions, and clips of her statement spread rapidly across Chinese social media. This sparked a new wave of nationalist sentiment, with online users calling for boycotts of American goods and urging support for domestic brands. The fury intensified after an article by Mike Gallagher, former head of the U.S. House Select Committee on the CCP, appeared in the Wall Street Journal on August 20, 2025. In his piece, Gallagher argued that Harvard University should remove all Chinese students, claiming that the U.S. should not devote its elite academic resources to training individuals who may one day strengthen a geopolitical rival. He also warned that American research and technology could be used to bolster Beijing's influence. Around the same time, the U.S. State Department confirmed the cancellation of over 6,000 international student visas, adding more fuel to the ongoing public debate. Gallagher's article also highlighted concerns that Harvard, especially the Kennedy School, has long attracted children of senior Chinese officials, creating what he described as channels of influence that could be exploited by Beijing. The situation escalated further after a viral incident at UCLA's graduation ceremony. A Chinese-American student named James Han publicly criticized ICE and the Trump administration's policies, triggering intense backlash. Although her remarks were legally protected speech, they provoked outrage among segments of the American public. Online comments calling for her deportation, even suggesting that Xi Jinping should come and pick her up, spread rapidly. Han defended her right to express her opinions as a U.S. citizen, but the incident amplified scrutiny toward Chinese international students at a sensitive moment. Meanwhile, statistics reveal how deeply connected China and the U.S. remain. In 2024, around 110,000 international students came to the United States, and a quarter of them were from China. In 2022, Chinese nationals earned 40% of America's science PhDs, and approximately 40% of AI specialists in the U.S. were of Chinese descent. However, since early 2025, over 6,000 student visas have been revoked due to visa violations, legal concerns, or alleged ties to extremist groups or the Chinese Communist Party. Strange incidents have also been reported at top universities. A Chinese researcher at the University of California suddenly received notice that their legal resident status had been terminated without explanation. At Stanford University, a glitch in the digital access system caused 6 international students' ID cards to stop working, preventing them from entering campus buildings. As both nations harden their stances, this clash over visas, education, and immigration is quickly becoming one of the defining flashpoints of 2025, reshaping public opinion, stirring nationalist sentiment in both countries, and forcing the world to confront a rapidly changing chapter in China-U.S. relations. A quiet storm is sweeping across American campuses, and for thousands of Chinese students, it's becoming a life-changing crisis. At Cornell University, a doctoral student woke up to an unexpected notification. Their F1 visa had been abruptly canceled. No warning, no clear explanation. Just a legal notice telling them they had 72 hours to leave the United States. Their family had poured over $120,000 into tuition across 3 years, yet the rules left no room for negotiation.
Your product catalog is powerful, but navigating hundreds or even thousands of SKUs can be complex and time-consuming. The sales agent makes product selection easy. The agent responds instantly with intelligent, data-backed suggestions, empowering sales reps to work faster, quote smarter, and win more. Together, the seller and the agent quickly create accurate quotes, streamlining the process and minimizing errors in product selection and configuration. Unlock your sales potential.
I'll follow your lead.
So I am in Bangladesh this morning in a community that does not yet have access to clean water. And I'm walking with a student here named Rusha. It's one of her chores in the morning. And I wanted you to see what it's like to be a young girl here trying to make time for chores and water and school. So we're gonna keep up the pace because the faster we get this done, the faster we can get to class. Rusha was telling me yesterday that she often feels rushed in the morning because they're
$120,000 into tuition across 3 years, yet the rules left no room for negotiation. What shocked many even more was how some political voices reacted. On August 10, 2025, activist Laura Loomer amplified a statement from China's foreign ministry and wrote bluntly online, "We should start revoking Chinese student visas to teach Beijing a lesson." She even went as far as suggesting that the U.S. consider deporting Xi Jinping's daughter, whom many believe once studied at Harvard. These kinds of comments reflect a major shift in America's immigration landscape. A decade ago, Washington's top priority was managing illegal immigration across the southern border. But in 2025, the focus has turned sharply toward Chinese nationals, especially students and researchers suspected of having links to the Chinese Communist Party. And this trend isn't isolated. Europe, Japan, and several developed nations are simultaneously tightening oversight and limiting scientific cooperation with China in sensitive industries like semiconductors, AI, and quantum technology. Beijing has rapidly become one of the most restricted targets globally for immigration and tech transfer policies. But while overseas governments grow stricter, another wildfire is spreading across the world, a surge of frustration toward the behavior of certain Chinese tourists. For years, China was celebrated as the world's biggest spender in global tourism. Today, 2025 tells a very different story. International travelers have been posting videos detailing their experiences, and the comments are intense. A German traveler said, "Honestly, too many men spit everywhere. It shows a lack of awareness." A Japanese visitor at the Great Wall said, "They don't follow the rules. They litter everywhere." Hikers have posted clips complaining that some tourists wipe their noses on the Great Wall or spit on ancient stones, leaving viewers worldwide stunned. And these aren't isolated anecdotes. Recent reports from South Korea describe tourists relieving themselves near Gyeongbokgung Palace. In Japan, videos show people doing stretching exercises inside subway cars, or even washing and blow-drying their hair in public restrooms. In Malaysia, locals expressed confusion. If you spit everywhere and act rudely, how can you say others are discriminating against you? One viral moment occurred at a Starbucks abroad. Everyone waited in line except one woman who pushed forward, insisting she be served first. When another customer politely reminded her to queue, she replied confidently, "I don't understand. Speak Chinese." The entire shop fell silent. Another blogger shared an incident in Tokyo. A tourist who lacked the correct train ticket began shouting at staff, demanding they find an interpreter instead of using English or a translation app like everyone else. So where does this behavior come from? Is it cultural? Is it generational? In truth, China is one of the world's oldest civilizations, 5 millennia of traditions admired across cultures. But after 1949, sweeping political campaigns reshaped Chinese society from the ground up. Customs, manners, festivals, family rituals.
Let me ask you something. What if own nothing and be happy is not a future prediction, but a present reality, and most people are already living in it? We've all seen that phrase, "you'll own nothing and you'll be happy" by the 2030 Agenda, and it was supposed to be speculative, but it's
Daily etiquette. Much of the traditional moral framework was dismantled, leaving a gap that still affects behavior today. This is why many believe certain modern habits are not rooted in Chinese culture, but in a system that disrupted it. One real example unfolded in Zhangjiajie last October. A Korean tour guide held a small flag so his group could follow him, a common practice worldwide. A Chinese man confronted him, insisting that foreign flags cannot appear on Chinese soil. even grabbing for the flag. The guide calmly explained that it was just for identification, but the man escalated the situation. Locals later criticized the incident, warning that such confrontations could damage tourism, especially since Korean travelers made up more than 70% of Zhangjiajie's international visitors in 2024. Amid all this, one thing is clear. The world is changing fast, and China's global image is transforming with it, for better or worse. For decades, people in mainland China have grown up under an education system designed entirely by the CCP, where propaganda emphasizes struggle, vigilance, and an adversarial mindset. Traditional values such as courtesy, humility, compassion, and moral restraint, once the essence of Chinese civilization, have been pushed aside. Instead, generations have been taught to prioritize obedience to the organization and political loyalty above personal ethics. Years of ideological conditioning have shaped a society where competition and confrontation are normalized, and emotional distance between individuals becomes common. As a result, the problematic behaviors seen in some Chinese tourists abroad often reflect the political environment and education model shaped by the CCP, rather than the true character or cultural heritage of the Chinese people. Classical Chinese culture emphasized benevolence, integrity, propriety, and respect for community life. But after 1949, many of these values were labeled feudal or backward, and systematically removed from everyday society. Political campaigns and decades of propaganda reshaped the moral landscape, encouraging people to prioritize immediate personal gain over traditional ethical principles. In such an environment, indifference toward the suffering or difficulties of others gradually became normal, as offering help could sometimes be seen as risky or troublesome. This cultural distortion helps explain why certain behaviors by some Chinese travelers spark controversy worldwide. It is not the decline of Chinese civilization itself, but a consequence of being disconnected from its moral roots for generations. While mainland China underwent sweeping political campaigns that dismantled tradition, Taiwan continued to preserve many core values of authentic Chinese culture: propriety, kindness, respect for order, and a strong sense of community. Under a democratic system and an open civil society, Taiwanese people were not shaped by the CCP's culture of struggle or the habit of politicizing everyday life. They are encouraged to uphold integrity, resolve disagreements through dialogue, and maintain civility in public spaces. As a result, even though both sides share the same cultural origin, the behavior and social norms of Taiwanese and mainland Chinese today differ dramatically. This contrast highlights the decisive role of the surrounding system. When the social environment is healthy, traditional values thrive. When the environment is heavily politicized, culture becomes distorted and loses its original essence.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.
You can now create websites in minutes without knowing how to code. Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and this is the era of vibe coding, wherein you can simply describe the app you want to build and AI will help you build it for you. And today I want to tell you about the best vibe coding app out there called Replit.
I don't think she's conservative, but I don't think she's going to. I don't either. She's not going to say anything. So, are you conservative? Liberal? Who did you vote for? Did you vote?
No.
Can you vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think
do you have a green card? What's your status or whatever?
I'm a citizen, but you're like
citizen?
just assuming my beliefs just because of the way I look.
Well, what did
Pretty
I?
much.
Yeah, but I don't even think you're like gonna give really any pushback.
What
So
does that
what?
mean?
Like you're just not gonna have any contrary opinions, or few, or you could have contrary opinions, but I don't get the impression that you're like gonna really provide much pushback.
Actually, I just
depends
asked
on-
her about it, and she was like, she understands both.
You said you can vote.
Yeah,
Who did you vote for?
I didn't vote.
Who would you have liked to have voted for? I guess I don't know.
Oh, come on.
This is what we're here for.
Right,
Come on.
yeah, come on.
Go on.
I
be
don't know.
honest.
It's just, I don't know.
Wait, I have a question for you. So, wait, is anybody else here like either you're first generation immigrant? Anybody else here like second gen immigrant?
No.
Like you?
Yeah.
Like your parents are Polish?
Both my parents are from Poland.
Okay.
So I'm first generation, like Canadian.
Okay, question for the two of you.
Okay.
Let's say the United States went to war with Colombia. The United States goes to war with Colombia. And as to the motivations or the cause of the war, let's just say it's not like the United States is being a bully. It's not just the US is like, fuck Colombia, we're gonna fucking invade. Whatever. Sure, whatever. Let's just say, fucking Colombia, I don't know, whatever. Just in this hypothetical situation, it's not like, oh, the United States is being a bully. It's like, whatever, the war, they're both mutual combat, some shit like that. The United States, Colombia go to war. Who do you side with?
Colombia.
Get the fuck out of our country. Holy fuck. Get the fuck out. Hide that shit. The fuck, dude? What about you? Okay, no, I should have waited.
That's crazy.
Okay, the United States goes to war with Poland.
Okay.
Do you side with the United States or Poland?
I don't get a reason for it.
It's just, oh my.
I'm just curious how to reason.
The reason for the war?
Honestly,
I
okay,
don't know,
I'm
but just-
Canadian, so I'd have to side with Canada because, well.
Wait, but you live in the United States?
No, I don't live in the United States.
Okay, so you live in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, Canada goes to war with Poland.
Yeah.
And there's not a bully in the situation. It's just whatever, mutual war.
Okay. I'm siding with Canada.
Do you side with
probably.
Canada or Poland?
Canada. I live in Canada.
Okay. Why do you side with Colombia?
Because I'm from Colombia.
You've lived here for 10 years and you're now a citizen.
Okay, still that doesn't mean I'm not gonna side with
You have
my
no-
country.
you should not be granted-
It depends on the situation. So either you will have to make a very specific, question, or just
I made it specific. I said they
No.
were just, yes.
What would be the purpose, or what would the war be happening?
I don't know. Fucking Colombia falls under the leadership of a tyrant dictator, and he starts developing weapons of mass destruction. And it's not some retarded Iraq shit. There's actual proof that Colombia is developing weapons of mass destruction and has intention to deploy them. Well then, fuck. Now, well, okay.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is if Colombia, basically is trying to fuck over the U.S. or something like that? Because
This isn't a good example.
Want to learn how to clone yourself to make talking head content like this without actually filming anything? All you have to do is write a script and an AI version that looks and sounds exactly like you will read it. That's exactly what we teach inside of the AI Creator Course.
Black people are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. For example, black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did, so what are you gonna do, cancel me? Black people are much easier to be able to say that black individuals, despite being 13% of the American population, commit 55% of the murders. Most white people say that at a job, they would get fired for being a racist. I don't care because I say whatever I want.
Oh, bless your little colonizer heart. You really climbed on the internet and opened your pale mouth and decided to rewrite history in real time like the rest of us haven't been wide awake. The audacity to claim black people have more intellectual freedom while simultaneously gaslighting the entire globe into believing your fragility is under attack. Now that's rich. Irony is so thick, and it might as well pay for reparations. But I'm going to reveal the lie and hypocrisy behind the Olympics that you just won the new gold medalist for. You say black people can talk about black issues, but white people can't. Well, sweetheart, when y'all own CNN, Fox, Time Magazine, Hollywood, Disney, and the banks, and every Ivy League endowment, maybe, just maybe, you can sit out for just one conversation. And while you're pretending to be gagged, your people are in every boardroom, courtroom, war room, media room, pushing propaganda like it's your birthright. If you're so silent, how come the world speaks your language, worships your whiteness, and mimics your mediocrity in music, fashion, and culture? But I'm gonna drop those receipts, the historical Holocaust y'all don't want us to talk about. Let's get into these statistics, since you love to throw out black crime rates around like white folks aren't the original terrorists. Let's talk about genocide. 100+ million indigenous people murdered globally via colonization. And how about slavery? Over 12 million Africans stolen, tortured, sold as properties, built your banks, White House, legacy wealth. And what about these serial killers? Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Because statistically, over 76% of serial killers are in the U.S. are white. And how about school shooters? Yeah, those white boys, it's about 90% of them were school shooters, right? Oh, and let's not forget global extinction. Yeah, nearly every animal now endangered or extinct, white-led colonizers hunted for sport, fashion, and science? Yeah. And what about environmental destruction? You bulldozed the whole rainforests of this world, dumped oil in oceans, and then said climate change like it was a mystery. And let's not forget, you poisoned your own Europeans during the bubonic plague because y'all didn't believe in using soap. So before you speak on crime statistics, check the colonial body count. Yeah, I want to talk about this irony though. You all want to parent us now? You want to talk to us and talk down to us? You say black folks need to get their act together? Sir. Y'all are the original baby's daddies, raping our women, selling our families, and now you're confused about single mothers? Your wives were sipping tea while your children suckled on the breast of black nannies. Did you forget? That's the origin of your wet nurse economy. You stole our families and then had the nerve to blame us for the fracture. That's like robbing a man and breaking his legs and then calling him lazy for limping. And don't come for our music, our art, and our soul. You manufactured the whole hedonism and handed the record deals to those willing to sell their souls for the culture you corrupted. Yeah, you say our rappers don't challenge the rot? You own the labels, genius. But I'm gonna connect those dots from the plantation to the Pentagon, baby. See, it wasn't just slavery. It was the war on drugs, the FBI's COINTELPRO, the Tuskegee experiment, redlining, predatory loans, prison labor, Black Wall Street bombings, and forced sterilization. Oh, did you forget that? You all orchestrated the problem, blamed the victim, and then handed out Band-Aids and made that BS, okay? Even your DEI talking points are laughable. White women are the primary beneficiaries of affirmative actions. Did you hear that right? You parade black faces for photo shoots, the poster child, while your HR departments remain whiter than sour cream. We see it. But here's the uncomfortable truth, sweetie. We are the blueprint, not the afterthought. We are not just black. We are the descendants of the tribe of Judah, the royal priesthood you've tried to erase. And you know this. which is why your scientists study our DNA, your historians bury our truth, and your politicians silences our speech. You envy our melanin, our rhythm, our brilliance, so you commodify, crucify, and then cosplay it on TikTok. But guess what? You can't colonize the spirit, baby. Here's the inevitable reckoning truth, and the truth don't die, it rises. So here we are, sifting through your smoke screens, unearthing your stolen stories, and refusing to play nice with lies. You're not silenced, so stop it. You're sobered, and that sobering truth is this. You can't cancel us when we are the original signal, the source of the frequency, the soil from which God made humanity. You call us victims, but we are the verdict, and the jury is back. Your father is the father of all lies, but our father, he is the truth that exposes every single one. I need you to kindly exit stage left because your time on the mic is up.
Black History Month is canceled. Black History Month was started by black people. So how is the government going to cancel something that black people created? So it is up to us to keep black history alive now. Because when in the world have we ever asked for a president's approval to celebrate and honor our own people? Never. So we're just going to keep on doing what we always do. Buying from black businesses, supporting black organizations, teaching ourselves black history, having a cookout. Now I do have to plug myself. Because I wrote a book about black history for kids and teens to learn that black history figures can connect to their own life through personal stories from my life and fun facts about these figures and their stories and their emotions. So please pre-order it today. Thank you.
Experience the future of book writing with Squibbler AI. Squibbler AI writes full-length books in minutes. Just input your book idea and let our AI transform it into a full-length masterpiece in seconds. Crush writer's block. Turn your concepts into complete books with ease. Choose from 20-plus templates across all genres to match your storytelling style. Benefit from our advanced book editor, powerful writing tools, and seamless publication features all in one place. Need proof? You just saw a live demo from idea to complete book in seconds. So why wait? Whether you're a first-time author or an experienced writer, crafting your next bestseller starts with a click. Try it free today.
A Chinese satellite was caught shooting down green laser.
If you think that black Americans can be deported, you might be a little bit re-tiered, okay? Because I don't know why I'm seeing so many people who are saying stuff like this, like, oh, black people, y'all better be careful, y'all are next. Black America, they're gonna start coming from you, start coming for you. How? Where are you gonna deport 40 million black Americans? Where are you gonna deport any black American to? Where to? We're from here. We were born and bred here for generations upon generations upon generations. So if you think that black Americans have anything to worry about as far as being deported, you are a fucking moron. I don't even know how else to describe you. You're a moron, because that does not make any kind of sense. Deport them to where? Deport us to where? You have to deport somebody to another place, to their original place. Like, let's be fucking for real. Let's use our fucking brains here, guys. And there's no such, you're saying an immigrant black American, there is no such thing as an immigrant black American. Black American is an ethnicity that is born and bred here in the United States. That is our ethnicity. There's no such thing as an immigrant black American. There's immigrant Africans and immigrant other parts of the world, but there's no such thing as an immigrant black American. So we cannot be deported. Stop saying the stupid shit, you guys. Stop it.
Just give us immigration reform and don't treat us like dirt. It's not that hard. We're not asking for much. If anything, this is going to help the economy. And we're not asking for you to kiss the ground that we walk on. Just treat us with a little bit of decency. Just a little bit. It's not that hard. I promise you.
Bro, you came here illegally, so you're getting sent back. Like, I'm not really understanding where I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like, what? Am I missing something? Like, we also can't do that. We can't go to other countries illegally and just pop up and start working and all of that without things in order, without abiding by their laws. And to be honest, it's a much worse punishment if we end up doing that. I feel like America is being generous. Y'all are getting caught and then being sent by a plane or sent by a bus back home. That's pretty generous if you ask me. Like, if I go to Russia and try to pull that off, I might not come home. They might lock me up for 50 years for trespassing. Like, I'm confused. The media is trying to make us feel bad. And they're like, oh, this person was 15 years old. He was a hard-working boy. He was in high school, blah, blah, blah. And he was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. Bro, you lost me. You lost me. he's illegal. So I'm sorry. Like, that's just what happens. I can't feel bad no more. Everything you said before that is disregarded. I'm sorry.
Latinos of all backgrounds. Do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' lockup are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November, and the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well, that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sir, bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
Okay, this question is for anybody who is Mexican American, Chicano, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, however you identify, it's all the same to me. Doesn't matter. So if you're within that community or if you're just watching, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Okay, I'm about to ask you a question. You let me know your honest, truthful opinion. Okay, my question is very straightforward. Don't make it complicated. Don't go over the top. Answer is yes or no. If you want to explain after yes or no, that's fine. But first answer with yes or no. And my question is this. If all of the migrant workers are deported, would you, your family, or any of your friends sign up to take their jobs? For example, such jobs as becoming farm workers, day laborers.
Alright family, welcome back again, and in this particular video we're going to give our commentaries on how and why it's very difficult to deport black Americans. Now, there is a difference between foundational black Americans in this particular context. We've heard from the couple of clips that you just listened to. Some of them are shocked. It's like, deport them to where? And others, like the gentleman in the blue one, was like, if let's say for example you deport us to Russia, they're going to be jailed because they're going to be there illegally, because that is not where they've grown knowing as home. And some of them are terming themselves as it's a black American ethnicity. So it's an ethnos, or it's an ethnic group that needs also to be recognized as part and parcel of US. It's not like any other immigrants, let's say for example African immigrants, any other countries' immigrants who've made their way to the US. It's about this one, the guys that have compiled clips, put together clips courtesy of the creators. Me and you are going to listen their sentiments, what their thoughts are, and of course we're going to make our judgments towards the end of it. So hope you hang around till the end.
Mass deportation bringing out the racism in a lot of y'all immigrants. You know that? I didn't know that y'all was racist like that. I really didn't. I'm talking about like y'all saying things like, oh well, y'all next. I'm talking about black people, we next. I'm gonna deport y'all to Africa next. And okay. But as long as y'all made it seem like white people was just the most racist people in this country, oh no. Y'all take the motherfucking cake. I find it kind of hard to believe, especially considering had it not been for my ancestors, immigrants wouldn't even be allowed over in this country. Civil rights and whatnot. Most of us already knew that Trump, he knew exactly what he was doing, where he was going to bring 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship to the Supreme Court. He knew it was going to get blocked. What's even more interesting is how they'll finally figure out what exactly it meant and who it was for. And when they do, all of you racist people who have just been completely disrespectful to us because you're getting deported, you're going to wish you would have been nicer to us when you were here.
Racist Latino community coming for black Americans. Now we have other people in the diaspora talking about, but black people are being deported too. What about us? We're not trying to be divisive, but I'm also remembering how many of y'all were sitting back saying that we were lazy, that we had no culture, we didn't know where we came from. and claiming things that are actually in our culture as your own. And I'm still not over the fact that a lot of y'all feel like Juneteenth, y'all should be celebrated too. So for y'all to sit in the comments and then co-sign on with that community that's being racist towards Black people, Black Americans, especially talking about, I'm so upset that the Black people are saying that they're not a part of this fight. It's all of us because some of us are getting deported too. Babes, we're Black American. Remember the same demographic that y'all said that we always want to be the main character and that we're so xenophobic because whenever we sit back and defend ourselves against people saying shit about us, we're those people. So please stop making Black Americans feel like they have to be fucking patriotic. Leave us the fuck alone. Remember, all the rest of y'all thought that y'all were the better imports. We were the old imports. We were here before America was America. Okay? And that is not a call for the pretendians. So, yeah. Leave us out of the whole conversation. If y'all want to team up because y'all can't stand Black Americans, then team the fuck up. But the law is the law because there's the civil law and then there's also the criminal law. And some of them have broken the civil and the criminal. And for the Latinos, the want to say, but we did Black Lives Matter. Number one, you saying that is very racist because that's negating that Afro-Latinos exist. So let's start there. And then on top of that, Black Lives Matter was about under the law. Things were not being done under the law. Under the law. The deportation is happening because that is the law. We, the Black people, the Black community, we were not getting justice served. Killing people on the street is not a part of the rules of the land, baby. The rules of the land, just like any other country, you have to have a visa or citizenship to stay here for years. For years. So comparing it and saying that y'all fought with a student in Black Lives Matter, number one, the numbers weren't numbering, okay? And number two, that's negating the fact that y'all have Black people in your community. So it still goes back to you being racist because we were fighting for things that were actually due to us called due process. Maybe if you learned the rules of the land, you would know what due process means. And that's exactly what Black Lives Matter was fighting for us to actually have due process if somebody broke the law or if they didn't break the law and they were unjustly killed by the police. You being deported because you don't have proper documentation is just what's not clicking.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea. And it
is just what's not clicking.
Y'all remember when they was telling Black Americans that they could get deported?
They just voted to give Trump the ability, legally, to give him the ability to deport U.S. citizens. That is what they voted for.
Remember? 5 minutes later.
When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
Now, if Ilhan Omar, Somalian refugee, can't get deported, a Black American most definitely can't get deported. We've been here before the inception of this country. They label us the foundation population, also known as foundational population. And Ilhan is ill-informed because naturalized citizens can become denaturalized citizens, especially if it's fraudulent how they got their citizenship. So yeah, regardless of what she talking about, she can't get deported if there was some type of criminality in her citizenship process. But unlike Black Americans that been here before the inception of this country, 1776, can't get deported. That's the foundational population. Some people go by FBA, but yeah, that's the foundational population. Y'all gotta stop with the fear mongering. Case closed. I got 99 problems, but I say.
So Donald Trump, not in these exact words, but basically admitted this week that a lot of the things that he's been doing, a lot of the policies, a lot of the executive orders that he's been signing off on was all made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. It was made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. All right, so on Tuesday, Donald Trump made an appearance, right, on CNBC's Squawk Box. And on that platform, he actually made a lot of commentary in regards to the situation with the deportations, migrant workers, the state of America's agriculture, and he made comments on inner city people not doing farm work. I want you to always remember that when they mention inner city, that means black. In Donald Trump's exact words, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. Naturally. They don't get a bad back because if they get a bad back, they die. He also went on to say that they are very, very, very special people and they cannot be easily replaced. Remember what I said, anytime that they mention the words inner city people, inner city communities, inner city neighborhoods, that's black. That's code for black. Black, blackity black, okay? Black people. And it is because of that exact commentary that it reconfirms for me, okay? Not confirms, but reconfirms, meaning that I already knew. But it reconfirms that the plan from the very beginning with these executive orders, right, was to further destabilize black communities, further destabilize poor communities, but black mainly, so that you could put pressure on these communities so that you could get them to go back into the field, right? And then once you get them back in the field, bingo, you've made America great again. Modernize slavery. But black people said, fuck you and this little game that you want to play. Since we are the most valuable player on the scoreboard, we will remove ourselves and let's see if this game is still going to continue. And that's in fact what we're seeing right now. Donald Trump thought that by forcing all of these other people out, taking away our Medicaid, doing all of these things to further destabilize our community, that we would conform, that we would just do what he wants us to do, what the whites of this world, what white supremacy wants us to do. But black people decided to pull a Uno reverse and they did nothing, which is something that they're not used to black people doing. They're used to black people having this spirit of rebellion, having this spirit of revolution. But instead, black people decided that, you know what, I'm going to preserve my energy for me and my people, but I'm also going to remove myself from this game entirely. And now everything is starting to crumble. The way that the America agriculture is taking a huge hit right now because of Donald Trump and his deportations. Like, I don't think that you understand how much America survives off of the labor of undocumented workers. And when I say y'all, I mean all the other races. Black people knew, because black people were telling you. They told you, don't do this. Don't do this, because we're not going back in the field. Don't do this, but y'all didn't listen. And just to put into retrospect of how important undocumented migrant workers are to the agriculture economy here in America, the U.S. Department of Agriculture reports that roughly 42% of crop workers are undocumented, with nearly 70% being foreign-born. This labor is essential in states like California and Texas, where up to 80% of farm workers lack legal status. Donald Trump signed off on a lot of these executive orders back in January. It is now August, and in between that time, he has done a parade of chaotic shit, trying to put pressure on the black community, but the black community has refused to fold. They have not folded, and it's not used to fold. They have not folded. And it's not just the black community, but the legal Hispanic community here, the legal Latinos here, the